Wrestling is one of the most exciting sports that the PSAL has to offer. As you can see here, the crowd can get pretty excited during one of these matches.
Stop reaching! Alright, it's okay, it's okay. Get up, get up! Good! Good! What the hell was that?
It's pretty easy to get wrapped up in the hype of the competition, but there are plenty of things happening behind the scenes that probably won't have you cheering. So it's currently 7:15 in the morning, and we're filming one of the Townsend Harris wrestlers on his way to a weigh-in before his match this afternoon. Good morning, Rifat. Weigh-ins occur the morning of matches in order to assure that all wrestlers have made weight and fit into their respective weight classes. The current PSAL winter season weight classes are as written.
160.0. Lit!
After making weight in the morning, a wrestler gets a 3-pound allowance for the day. This means that he can weigh up to 3 pounds heavier than his weight class when weighed right before his match. So for example, if a wrestler who is in the 145 weight class fits into his weight class in the morning, he can weigh up to 148 pounds when he is weighed before his match. The 3-pound allowance lets wrestlers eat and drink throughout the day, as opposed to not eating or drinking in order to stay within a weight class. Right before a match, each member of both teams must be weighed. If a wrestler does not make weight, he is disqualified and unable to compete. Perhaps this is the reason why some people go to such great lengths to make weight. So how do people make weight? Well, for people who don't naturally fall within the weight class they're supposed to wrestle in, some turn to cutting weight. Cutting weight means temporarily losing weight in a short period of time. Methods of cutting weight include dehydration and starvation, like running to sweat out water and then not eating or drinking.
I mean, physiologically, I wouldn't really know exactly what's going on because there's a lot of research coming out on it recently, but basically it's just severe dehydration. You lose a lot of important vitamins and minerals that your body would otherwise be keeping, and then you perform worse, you're cranky, you're definitely going to have high blood pressure if you do it constantly. I mean, just overall it's hard for you, so I mean, you can enjoy doing it if you want, but it's not good for you. Nobody will ever say it is.
Without strict regulations or health resources offered by the PSAL, you can only imagine what some athletes will do to make weight for their matches. Okay, so what did you do to make weight this morning?
Yesterday I didn't eat breakfast or lunch, and I tried to drink as little water or any fluids as possible, and then I ate very little sugar. And then I jumped on the stationary bike with about 4 layers of t-shirts and a sweatshirt and a beanie and sweatpants to sweat off any excess weight.
And do you think that doing this has any adverse health effects, or do you think that doing this is okay?
No, I know it's terrible for me. Okay. I need to make weight.
Okay, so what did you do to make weight for your match on Tuesday?
I had to put on a bunch of layers of clothing, and then I ran around the gym from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, so I had to cut about 4 pounds of water weight.
And do you think that doing this is healthy, or?
I think it's very unhealthy, but you gotta do what you gotta do to win the match. I'd rather not wrestle with people that are a lot heavier than me.
Okay, so what's the craziest thing that you've ever seen someone do to cut weight?
Well, one of my ex-teammates cut 20 pounds in 2 days by just running in his solar suit and not eating, not drinking. He would spit every time. So the day of the match, he won his match, but then afterwards he went missing. I went to look for him, and then he was passed out in a pool of bile. He ended up going to the hospital and getting rehydrated.
So it was the day before Freestyle Cities, and I was about 10 pounds over my weight class, which was 132. I didn't eat or drink all day, and when it was time to go to practice, I put on a jacket, 3 sweaters, 2 pairs of t-shirts, a pair of shorts, sweatpants, and 3 pairs of socks. and I jogged for about an hour and then did some drilling for another 30 minutes. And I was getting really dizzy because I couldn't cut anymore. And I knew that I was still a little overweight, so when I went home, I took a hot bath and lost a little more water weight. And I got on the scale and I saw that I was still a pound over, so I cut up a lemon and I started chewing and spitting it, and the lemon helped me salivate after dehydrating myself. So then I was able to spit more, which lost a bit of weight, and I hate sour food too, so this was hell. And I slept off a bit of weight too, and in the morning I had finally made weight.
Of course, the sport of wrestling will always involve cutting weight, but the PSAL must acknowledge the adverse, long-term health effects that these habits can have on student athletes. Not only is cutting weight physically harmful, but it can act as a gateway to eating disorders or psychological obsessions with food. As of now, the PSAL provides no helpful resources regarding nutrition. If the PSAL added a staff of counselors dedicated to educating students about nutrition and helping students with eating disorders, we could help prevent disaster before it happens.